Japan troops hold military drills in the border. For the first time in almost 30 years, Japan's Ground Self-Defense Force, GSDF, is conducting a massive nationwide military exercise to prepare troops for potential conflict. Since mid-September, about 100,000 personnel, 20,000 vehicles, and 120 aircraft have been participating in various exercises across the country focused on operational readiness. In recent years, the Indo-Pacific regional has become a focal point of tension, with GSDF officials saying the security environment surrounding Japan is the worst it's been since the end of World War II. This Ground Self-Defense Force exercise is truly focused on improving operational effectiveness, deterrence, and response capabilities, said Colonel Noriko Yokoda, GSDF spokesperson.
Myself, and then in the back is going to be Sergeant Smith and Lieutenant Yu.
Earlier this week, North Korea said it had successfully test-fired a new ballistic missile from a submarine that landed in the Sea of Japan, also known as the East Sea. Meanwhile, further south, China has been ramping up pressure on Taiwan by sending military jets into its air defense identification zone. Without identifying any country by name, GSDF officials say regional powers are willing to change the status quo by force, and one country in particular continues to develop nuclear weapons, missiles, and challenge the non-proliferation system. The current security environment surrounding Japan is extremely severe, said Lieutenant General Yuichi Togashi, Commanding General of the 2nd Division, GSDF. We, the Self-Defense Forces, are required to enhance the effectiveness of operations. Troops from the GSDF 2nd Division in Ashikawa, Hokkaido, traveled about 2,000 kilometers, that's 1,242 miles, to the Hijudai maneuvering area in Japan's Oita Prefecture to perform defensive combat drills. Since arriving in September, they've spent weeks building out logistic areas, command posts, battlefield positions, and underground triage units. Some are built underground and all are covered in camouflage, making them difficult to identify. But the training environment at Hijudai maneuvering area has similar terrain to what troops would experience if war broke out in Japan's southern islands. That includes the Senkaku Islands, an uninhabited rocky island chain in the East China Sea, administered by Tokyo but claimed by Beijing, where the islands are known as Diaoyu. Tensions over the uninhabited rocky chain, 1,900 kilometers, that's 1,200 miles southwest of Tokyo by only a third of that distance from Shanghai, have simmered for years, and claims over them date back centuries. Japanese Defense Minister Nobuo Kishi recently told CNN the islands are unquestionably Japanese territory and would be defended as much. The Senkaku Islands are an inherent part of Japanese territory, both according to international law and looking historically. Kishi said, there is no territorial dispute relating to the Senkaku Islands between Japan and other countries against Chinese action to Senkaku Islands and other parts of the East China Sea. We have to keep sending strong messages. Troops on the ground are armed with simulation weapons that fire lasers. The troops' uniforms, tanks, and other vehicles are all lined with sensors that notify them if they have been killed or injured by the enemy.